This was all going on about a year ago, back when I was a freshman in college. 18 was a new world for me, and one of those new worlds was dating Ethan, a man I had hung out with during orientation week. Ethan was also 18, a laid-back type, and instantly I clicked with him. There was this something about him. He was nice and thoughtful, and he would make me laugh. We had been together for a month, and everything was fine. Then one night when we were talking about what we'd be doing on the weekend, Ethan asked a question I didn't expect. "I'm good, my parents come see you. Is it okay for you to have dinner this Saturday?" Paused for a moment. A month wasn't so long to get to meet the parents, was it? But Ethan was really into it, so I said yes. What's more, if you get to see someone's family, that's a pretty good indicator they care about you. Saturday came quickly. When Ethan and I pulled up to his house, I breathed in. There was a white picket fence on the house, and the lawn looked like a standard suburban residence. It was friendly and comfortable, which put my mind at ease. Ethan's mom, Susan, met us at the door and hugs me with a big smile. She was a Southern mother. Kind, pristine, energetic. His father, Mike, was a couple minutes behind, and he shaked my hand and nodded. Inside, I met Ethan's older brothers. His brother Brian was in his early 20s, and he was this serious. His sister Amanda was a little older, around her mid-20s, and she had brought her baby girl with her. Amanda smiled, but she looked quite exhausted carrying the baby and a diaper bag. Dinner smelled amazing. Susan had gone big. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, green beans, a basket of fresh rolls. We were all sitting down and we all talked freely. They asked me about college, what classes I was taking, my family. I told them about volunteering at the campus blood drive, and they all thought I was good. During the dinner, Mike told me that he donated blood. I am O negative according to the doctor. Universal donor, they call it. I visit to give once or twice a year. "That is awesome," said. "How wonderful that you can do that." "And I, Ethan, am O too. Guess I inherited that from Dad." Amanda and Brian shared the air in half step. "We are AB. For a minute I didn't care. AB is a special blood type, but genetics was always something I was interested in, so I asked a follow-up. "Oh, that is really cool. This is such a rare blood type, AB. Please don't mind me asking, is your mom's blood type A and your dad's B, or vice versa?" Amanda glazed over. "What do you mean?" "Father is O," she said, looking at Mike. It was as if the room went dark. Susan's face turned gray and my belly was thumping. What had I just entered? Brian set down his fork and leaned forward at me, brow furrowing. "You mean what you mean by that? Why would it matter?" I literally appeared on stage without a script. "Oh, no reason," I grumbled, tossing it away. "I just thought, hey, maybe you had AB from a parent who is biological, but I didn't mean it." Forget I said anything. But the damage was done. A moment earlier the room had been full and warm. Now it was surprisingly quiet. Mike's face had turned from friendly to implacable as he turned to Susan. "What is she talking about?" he mumbled low and low. Susan forced a shaky laugh. "It is nothing, Mike. She's a college kid. You know how they are. They take something in a class and think they know it all." I had wished to crawl beneath the table, but Brian was not passing it over. "No, what the fuck, what is she telling me?" he asked. And Ethan, who had been in the back of the room, just heard it all. "Wait a second. If Dad is O, then how could you guys be AB?" He got out his phone and started frantically typing. Now Susan was a nervous wreck. She reached out to pick Mike's arm, but he took her back. "Mike, you know I would never." "It wasn't that funny." "Never what?" Mike interrupted her and raised his voice a bit. "Never lie to me. Never cheat on me. 'Cause I think I remember you pleading in marriage counseling to God and to everyone that these kids were mine." My heart was pounding. I had wanted to say something, to say that I didn't mean to cause commotion, but I could not. Meanwhile, Ethan had got what he was after on his phone. He held it up, awash in blood. "This is a promise, Mom. An O parent can never have AB children. Can you explain that?" Susan wept, her hands over her eyes. "It is not as you imagine," she cried. "I can explain everything." Mike got up without a word, his chair slapping the floor. "Explain it then," he shouted. "Because this very minute, I appear to have been the mother of another woman's children for 2 decades. Amanda, who had not spoken for weeks, jumped up with her baby. "I guess I better get out," she whispered, trembling. The baby started crying and Amanda fled the room. Brian was, in contrast, not going anywhere. He leant forward. He was looking at his mom. "My real father is, Mom. Do you even know?" The tension was unbearable. I looked over at Ethan, mute, phone still in hand. Mike was walking around the room whispering, and Susan sat crying at the table. Had to leave there. I texted a friend to pick me up, but while I was waiting, things just got worse. Mike ran through the house, slamming the door behind him. Brian followed Susan into the kitchen, still screaming at her questions she couldn't give. Ethan did wake up at last, a bit, and looked at me. "I am really sorry about this," he said. "You can't be blamed," I said. "But maybe I should go." Before my friend got there, everything was gotten worse. Susan had snagged herself in her room, and Brian was banging on the door to tell her what to do. Ethan followed me to the car and apologized all the way. We divorced after a week. Ethan told me Mike had ordered paternity tests on all 3 children, and the results confirmed what my line had unintentionally revealed. They were all non-biologically his. Soon the divorce papers were filed. I still cannot fathom, in retrospect, how a simple blood type quiz turned a whole family upside down. I will just say this: be careful what you discuss at dinner table. You never know what lies may leak.